Let me give some credit now to one of my favorite information providers out there. She is a feisty one, but that's what we like in our investigative journalists. I want to make sure she gets some credit though, and I know that she'll probably get pissed off at me for something I overlook or get wrong in this video, but hey, I'm not that much of a professional. Just over a year ago, I'm talking about Debbie Schlussel, by the way, she sort of hinted that something like the Obama-Cuba normalization decree, and I use the word decree on purpose, that something like that would be coming. She never gets enough credit, as I implied before, so here I am giving her credit for basically suggesting that something like this would happen. Google her piece called Despicable. While U.S. Jewish contractor rots in Cuban gulag, Obama yucks it up with Castro at Mandela stock. I actually think the term I used for it was a little better. I used Mandela Palooza when I was talking about that last year. I also wish that she had picked up on my term necklacing Nelson Mandela, but whatever. The real legacy of that, of course, was the pseudo sign language interpreter anyhow, LOL. Make sure she gets some traffic, so go to her website, debbieschlussel.com. In general, it's better to do that, and spell the Schlussel part, S-C-H-L-U-S-S-E-L, and Google, you'll get there if you write despicable while U.S. Jewish contractor rots in Cuban gulag or some part of that. That should be enough to get you to her great piece on that. So let me just give you a few teaser lines from that. I don't want to take her traffic, but I am going to get some good points from the comments section, which I think are worthwhile. She wrote in that piece, and this is still relevant now, she wrote, "For years, I have been lamenting the outrageous Cuban prison sentence for Alan Gross, the American contractor who was put in a Cuban gulag for installing internet service for the Cuban Jewish community at the behest of the U.S. Agency for International Development." That's what she wrote, and that's one of 3 passages from her I'm going to quote, and I'm going to get to something at the end which is going to throw all of this for a loop. Also from Debbie Schlussel in that piece, "For years, I've been lamenting," no, I read that part already. The other thing in that piece, there are only 2 of them I'm going to add. She wrote, "You get the idea that if this were 1943, these pigs would be just as happy exchanging pleasantries with Hitler." She's talking about Obama embracing Raul Castro, which, to be fair, could have been an accident. Who knows? I wasn't there. He may be so out of it, or he may have been so coked up at that point that he might have just thought it was some random leader whose name he didn't know. Remember, this is where he took a selfie as well. But from the comments section, I do like a few ones that have some information that's very relevant right now as to Alan Gross. One person wrote, "I blame Obama's Hollywood supporters, and particularly asswipes like Steven Spielberg, who could pick up the phone and get Obama to do something, yet who does nothing. Same with his partners. I guess being Jewish to Spielberg and the rest of his buddies is only important if you can make $1 or millions off of Holocaust movies." And from a commentator named Adam, "Wow, this is the first time I am hearing about this, which the biggest issue is most Jews don't care about other Jews, and that is true across the board. Never heard of this before until now." I'm sure that's true of many people even through this year. And from a commenter named Steve, "Between Obama..." Does any of the dogs or babies want to be on the video too? All right, I'm over at my friends in the Florida Panhandle. All right, gives it more color this way. And very serious issues here, though. And from a commenter named Steve, "Between Obama, Bush, and the Clintons, not one of them could take any time out of their trip to discuss. Alan Gross? Obama's comeback will be, well, nobody told me there was an Alan Gross still locked up in Cuba. Neither Obama or Kerry made any attempt to secure the release of Pastor Saeed, the American pastor who has spent more than a year in an Iranian prison simply because of his Christian faith, when Obama and Kerry negotiated a deal with Iran on nuclear weapons. This administration is a disaster." No argument here. And one more, from DS Rocks. "And while he rots in captivity in Cuba, Barack Obama yucks it up with his prison master Despicable." This is a response to that. "Beyond despicable. It's an abomination of American values and a direct thumbing of his nose at Jews." Again, go to the website, debbieschlussel.com. But let me throw all of this for a complete twist. Here's why. My initial reaction was, great, this guy was helping the Cuban Jews. Happy Hanukkah. Perfect timing. First day of Hanukkah. But then I saw a picture of Gross that came out yesterday. And it's up here, I assume, right now. This is a picture of Gross with his lawyer. And the lawyer had a framed picture up of, look, in the picture, you can see it right there. Get this, Che freaking Guevara. What the hell? And now let me throw something at Debbie Schlussel. And I know you'll watch this. What do you make of the picture of Che Guevara? Does this make you rethink your sympathy toward Alan Gross from a year ago? Did it turn out that Alan Gross was about as patriotic as Bo Bergdahl? Is he another Trotsky type? And believe me, we in the Jewish community know all about those, especially amongst secular Jews, almost exclusively amongst secular Jews. Did Alan Gross know what he was doing? Was he willing to be used as a pawn? While we're at it, did he get supplied with 14-year-old prostitutes, which Michael Savage, by the way, often cites as the reason that so many American liberals just love the opportunity to go to Cuba? Something about this really stinks. I'm starting to think that this particular Jewish victim probably shouldn't be seen as the second coming of Joseph from the Torah, who of course was released from prison to great success and whom we're reading about right around now in the annual cycle of the Torah. Anyhow, back to the logistics. With these things, the comments section on YouTube tends to be pretty fun, and I look forward to having a lively comment section on this particular video on YouTube. I'm doing a lot of these things now, and this, of course, is a perfect topic for a fun comment section. I look forward to reading what you all have to say. I may even repeat some of it in a subsequent video. In any case, thank you for listening.